Literally.
That is right, because as we approach Teacher Appreciation Month, we want to appreciate and show how far schools around here have come, starting with one-room schools. So Claudia, what did you find out?
So I'm sure I'm not alone, but my grandpa once told me that he used to walk miles in the snow to school, which I really don't believe because he actually lived really close to the school. But I'm not alone. This is the way that things used to be before buses, before, you know, snow days were a thing. But it's a history that's actually falling through the cracks. But one local author is making sure we don't lose this history through her new book. This morning, millions of Michigan students were called by the bell to school. More than 44,000 of them alone are sitting in Ingham County schools right now. Today, most of these bells are electronic, and the school buildings themselves are a far cry from the schools that used to be spotted across the county, just like this one that I'm at right now. This is Gun School, and Gun School actually replaced an earlier log cabin building in 1886. But when it was built, it was a part of District Number 7. And at the time, there were 7,000 districts in the state of Michigan. But how did we even get here? How did we get from 7,000 school districts to just a few hundred in over the span of 100 years? How did we get from the one-room schoolhouse to these huge, multi-complex school campuses that we see today? What even is a standard school? And why is this one pink? Like a lot of one-room school buildings, Gun School has 3 windows along the side. It's actually required now for schools to have 5. How did we get these regulations? And where did the names of these schools come from? And what about the kids who were caught in the middle of all of these changes?
I didn't realize what was really going on until I started working on this book as to why I had to go to city school and why the country schools were closing. But that's progress.
The truth is that being too cool for school is a big part of Michigan's story. A history that, if we don't grasp quickly, could fall right through our fingertips. And historian Audrey Martini has dedicated the past 5 years to making sure that doesn't happen.
I went to a one-room schoolhouse until the 6th grade. And then I had to go to city school and I hated it.
Between the 1950s and 60s, the state of Michigan's education system underwent major restructuring. The systems of the past were no more, and the little rural one-room schools started shutting their doors one by one. But these changes were the result of a century's worth of change. Audrey Martini's forthcoming book on Ingham County's rural one-room schools details what happened and what's still to come. It's a timely book as this history slowly becomes a distant memory.
Even today, there are very few people that attended a one-room school. It's usually their mother or their grandma was a teacher at a one-room school. And I asked the people, not only here, but at the other presentations, did you go to a one-room school? No, but my older brother did, or my mother taught, or my mother-in-law taught. You know, so we're already, you're right, we're on the cusp of losing a lot of history here.
The book features in detail the history of these one-room schools and early education, and highlights the complex, sometimes contentious history of annexation. But more importantly, it details how our school districts became the schools we love today.
I worked hard to find some of those pieces, and a lot of it is unpublished works.
It was hard work. Martini often had to walk the line between historian and detective.
Audrey spent so much time on this book. I mean, Audrey's been the lead person on this book in terms of doing the research, going and finding the information, compiling it, writing it. She put the whole thing together. She deserves all the credit for it. We're just really pleased that the Ingham County Historical Commission is able to bring it to light, get it published, and get it to the people.
But her favorite part was the people she met along the way.
And they're also willing to help. And it isn't over, you know, the book is here, but it isn't over. We're still working on it. A lot of people contributed. You know, they want to preserve this as well.
Audrey's book will be released in the next couple of weeks, and it will be available on Amazon and a bunch of other locations. This is super exciting, but like she said, this history isn't over, and that's where you come in. If you have any pictures, if you know of any information about these schools, please reach out to her. We'll have all of that information on Facebook afterwards, because the story isn't done being told even after the book is published, and you can be a part of that history.
I love it. Thank you so much, Claudia.
Yes.
And good to keep note. And yeah, you can't grow if we don't know the history. You got to always kind of look back so we can move forward.
That's right. Thanks, Claudia. I can't wait to get my hands on that book.
Definitely. Well, we're just getting started here.